Hello everyone, it's your SLS instructor Sydney. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my warm-ups that I do and that you should be doing also. You can find your own scales on any music or video resource that you can find. But these are ones that are pretty straightforward that can help you. And so what we'll go through first is our list. And we're going to be doing lip trills, brr, gi, nay, gui, mum, ga, and maybe some okay? So how this is going to work is I'm going to play through the warm-up. Each one is about 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So I'm going to play through some of it just to give you an idea. And then I'm going to tell you what we're gonna be singing as we go. So you'll see it's pretty straightforward. So for the first one, I think we should do the perfect cadence vocal workout. It says vocal workout exercise for advanced vocalists on BMUS project. And I will be making a playlist of all of this and sending it to you guys also from just like YouTube, a regular plain resource that's pretty easy for everyone to access. So without further ado, let's do the perfect cadence vocal workout. Go through each one. Gi, nay, gui, mum, ga, and maybe if we have time, okay? So you guys get an idea of what the scale sounds like for the perfect cadence vocal workout. Next, we're gonna actually start it over. And just follow me as we go along, okay? So we're gonna do, and another thing I want to say is if you feel like the scale is too high, feel free to jump up an octave higher or down below. That's what I do all the time to see where, you know, where I'm feeling comfortable at. The point is, remember, warm-ups aren't always meant to be beautiful. It's a tool to help you improve your voice. So don't be too hard on yourself. If you feel like you're straining on the warm-up, take it easy and just make a quieter, more reserved sound. And just remember that we're trying to work our muscle by stretching our soft palate and lower larynx. So here we go for the perfect cadence vocal. Let's try gi. Nay. Whiny. Lower your larynx. Okay, we'll do mom and ong on the next one. We'll be sure to include that one. So that one was the perfect cadence. Let's do classic vocal warm-up. This is a pretty common one that you might have, you know, done in choir class. This one is going to be 2 octaves. Also, remember, don't be afraid to jump up or down in octaves if it makes you feel more comfortable. So that's that one. We're going to go back and start over. I just want to give you an idea. And again, I'll be sending everyone this link. Okay. And we'll start on mom for this one. Mom, 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 let's go to Gee. Gee, 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 gee. Let's go to Gui. Gui, 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 gui. Nay. Nay, 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 nay. Keep going if you can. I'm gonna go down an octave. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Say whatever you want. Mom, 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 mom. That's why with ong, it's kind of harder. Keep going. Okay. Like I said, you can just jump in wherever you feel comfortable. That's why it's good to have the link to these. So if you're not musically inclined and you don't have a piano, or you just want to play the ones that I play, which would make more sense, you can do it that way. Okay, so this one is going to be a do re mi version, but we're just going to be doing it on nay. Slower. Okay, you get the idea for that one. It's a more simplified version of the one that we just did. So let's do some nays on here right now. Let's go. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Okay, awesome. Okay, the next one is going to be the hot cross buns one. So I'll let you hear it. teachers love this one too. That one's one of my favorites. Okay, so let's try ghee on hot cross buns for now. Continue if you can, or jump down. Okie dokie. And as you go on with time, those higher ranges will get much easier. And it would help too if when you do some of your practice, I know you might not have a choice, but if you can help it, sing before you go to sleep, because that's the time where your voice has been used the whole day and it's very warmed up by then. So next melody warm up we're doing is the melodic, and here it is. We're gonna do lip trills on this one. It's gonna be kind of challenging, but if you find it hard to do, just see if you can do the humming, and lower your larynx and stretch your soft palate in the back. So this one I'm going to be doing on lip trills. We might see if we could do it on ghee or nay too. Let's try it. So this one is going to be the last one, and it's the most challenging. Let's hear it. It's a more challenging scale, but it's fun because you will be able to say "Nay, Mom-Gee," any one of these that you want to say with ease. Okie doke. That one's called Fixed Do Internalization Challenge Minor. Okay, ready? Let's go. With nay. Nay, 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 Let's do that one on a ghee. So those are actually only six of them. The classic vocal warm-up we did in 2 scales and 1 scale. So we did the perfect cadence, the melodic, the fixed dough internalization, and hot cross buns. Okay, so now let's see where we're at. We know about how our voice is an instrument and how, you know, we implement the SLS method to become better vocalists, better speakers, and just overall, you know, learn how to use our voice in a way that helps us to, you know, be able to sustain over time, because there are many artists out there who have beautiful, talented instruments, but they're not using it properly, and they end up burning out, so to speak, you know, before their time, and they don't have the way to, you know, repair it other than very expensive surgery. So my hope for each and every one of you is that you do your warm-ups, you implement the SLS method, and, you know, we will go through now some of you guys's music that you've been requesting help on. So I'm going to start with Anna, who wanted help with Amazing Grace, okay? So Anna's someone that is a new student from Austin, and she's interested in helping her voice to be improved so that she would be able to worship better and bring other people to, you know, believe in the power of Christ through her message and her singing. So one of the songs that she picked is Amazing Grace. And I know with every one of you guys, you have at least 3 or more songs that you're constantly working on for either a performance, or those are just songs that you want to get good at singing. You might have even more than that. So remember to always be expanding your song list so that you can not be stuck in the same musical range or style. The point that we're trying to also help you with is that you can use SLS to express different vocal inflections, you know, or voice exaggerations, how you pronounce or say things, as a way to lend homage to your storytelling, or maybe the music you're singing is from a certain time period or genre or music style. So feel free to explore with other accents, time periods, using vocal inflections. It's not going to hurt you. It doesn't make you pretentious or a fake person that you're exploring within your interests. Some people might say, as you're practicing, you know, what sound is that? Or why are you singing with that accent? But, you know, you can kindly remind them that you're a vocalist and you want to expand your range. And that includes being able to sing more than one genre of music. And one way you can exercise doing that is by changing how you pronounce things. So if we're talking about the song Amazing Grace, which everyone knows, which is why I'm really grateful that we had that song to use as an example, is that many different artists have covered the song over time, and the song itself was written many, many years ago. I think it was written in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And has stood the test of time. Its lyrics still affect people deeply to where, you know, that becomes one of their like anthems for their spiritual lives. So with that being said, we'll go into examples of how you can stylistically explore your voice using other accents. So if we think about the song Amazing Grace, okay, how I was taught to sing Amazing Grace was actually through my own personal voice, because I learned the song when I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. One of the first songs I sang in church was actually Amazing Grace. The first one was How Great Thou Art, and Amazing Grace was like second. So I probably sang that when I was around 7 or 8 years old. And you know, it was through my own voice. So when I say my own voice, I say that your own voice is the voice that you sing when no one's around, but you feel is like close to your speaking voice and your personality. Okay. So so sometimes, even though like I have a lot of experience now with singing, sometimes when I'm learning a new song or when I'm vulnerable, my voice will resort back to my young little girl voice. And what you guys have to realize that as vocalists is like, think of yourself as like a voice actor. You know, we have voiceover artists that go to work on different cartoon voices, right? And the voice isn't going to be the same for every character. In the same way, every song that you sing won't be with the same inflection or the same mood, or maybe even, you know, you're imagining your genre of music or your style to be timeless. You know, you want to merge different time periods. So, you know, don't be afraid to explore in that sense, okay? So what I mean by exploring is you don't have to necessarily like to sing in a certain style, but it would benefit your range and your voice to practice other styles. Even if you're practicing the same song in other styles, which is great to do, something even better to do is to look into other genres of music that you don't sing and you don't listen to, and find the most popular songs from that genre and learn a few of them. And you'll find that through learning those songs, you will expand your own vocal abilities, okay? Because remember, muscle memory and training is the same with your voice as an instrument as if you were like an athlete or something. You're not going to be where you want to be without putting in the work. And I would say, you know, if you are very, very serious about reaching the next level, you should be singing at least 100 hours a month. And that's not really hard to do. Me personally, I probably sing for 4 to 10 hours a day, probably like 5 to 10 times a month. And that's still probably not enough. And that's outside of like, you know, what I do with lessons and stuff. So you have to be constantly working on yourself because, you know, if you take your job seriously, you will, or your task seriously. And I believe that, you know, by implementing the different stylistic inflections, you'll be able to reach a broader audience and be more pliable as a vocalist to whatever, you know, music or art form that's put in front of you. You'll be able to adapt as well. Something else that it could affect your instrument are environmental factors like blowing air, the AC, cold liquids. You want to be drinking room temperature at least, if not kind of a little bit warmer liquids. your emotional and mental condition and state can affect what your voice sounds like. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're not having a good voice day. But that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't push through it. At least, you know, if you're having a bad voice day where your voice is hurting and you feel like you're not really making progress, it's better to wait a day or a couple hours and revisit it again than to actually strain your voice, okay? You can have other distractions like noise going on around you. You can have someone that's watching you in your practice that makes you paranoid, and that way you're not even practicing to the best of your abilities. You can have a blocked nasal passageway. So also I have that problem kind of bad, like right now. This one's a little bit more clogged and this one's more free. So you just want to make sure like you take care of that before you start singing. Or if you're having issues, that could be a way to kind of troubleshoot what you might be going through, okay? So let's practice vocal inflection through Amazing Grace, and also practice some method and implementation into the song Amazing Grace before we even do our vocal inflections, okay? So Amazing Grace, we could see which of these gi, ne, gui, mum, g, or would work best. So we'll go through just with each one. This is how I troubleshoot and work through with every one of you guys. So it wouldn't be lip trills. Let's just not say that one. So let's try gi. Gi, 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 I definitely could feel with gi on Amazing Grace how the passageway felt like a stepladder of air in the back of my throat. That really helped with the muscle memory of that song. Of course, I know it very well. It's like I said, it's one of the first songs that I've ever sung at church by myself. So let's go for nay next to see how nay feels, okay? Nay, 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 So I could feel that the nay was highlighting some issues that I was having in the song. So when I get to that part where it says, nay, nay, I'm sort of almost squeezing the sound. Of course, I know how to do it, have a little bit more control, but I can see where my voice is adjusting. So nay would be for me, because every one of us is different, nay would be for me a good word or a good, usage of the method to do on Amazing Grace for my voice. Let's try gui. Gui, 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 gui. So gui is working for me how gi worked for me, and it's great to use the exercises that help you smoothen out. But for me, I'm such a perfectionist that I want to go to the exercises that challenge me. Okay, so I'm gonna go to mum. Let's see if mum's challenging. Ma, 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 ma. Okay, mom was fairly okay. Let's say ga. I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar. Let's try it. Ga, 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 ga. So we're looking for a challenge or a strain, okay? And when you highlight that strain, what you can do is so like I could easily sing gee 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 until the hard part comes, and then it'll be nay on the hard part, because I'm just trying to exercise that kind of like if you're trying to get rid of, become leaner in a certain area, right? What you want to do is flex that part a little bit, but not too much to where you get like sore and everything. But that's basically the same idea with what we're going through. And then we have too. Most people are really good at doing the ah sounds like ga and ong. That's why I kind of have those always last. But it just depends like how you speak and like, you know, how you pronounce things and your tone that will dictate. So now that we go through that, that's how you can actually, you know, do the method and implementation in any song that you're doing. We also use those same words in our warm-ups, and those are kind of doing like the guttural consonant, like g, m, you know, n, followed by the vowel, is kind of forcing a certain thing to happen. So remember, we're not just saying these words. We're not just saying gee, 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 gee. We're doing it with intention, saying gee, gee. We're lowering the larynx and stretching the soft palate. Just remember that as you go through, if you feel like, oh, this is hurting my voice, you could just be doing the exercise wrong, or you could just be like in a range that your voice isn't comfortable in, and it just takes a little getting used to. If that's the case, I would just suggest practicing top to bottom or bottom to top, which just means, you know, jump to the higher octave, jump to the lower octave, if that's what your voice wants to do. And don't be afraid, if within a song, even if you're not following the music, to jump high octave or low octave, or figure out what your voice wants to do while still matching your music. If you see what I'm saying, just mark it up to benefit you, because every piece of music written doesn't have to be, you know, I mean, you know, if it doesn't suit your voice, you can change it to suit you. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Let me see. Oh, now we'll go into styles. So how I sang Amazing Grace was pretty much a classical style. If you wanted to go into a country style, you would just mimic the vowels, or, you know, try to talk like in a country accent. For me, I'm from Texas, so it's not hard to go there. So I'll show you what I mean, okay? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me, and once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. You can go jazz with it. You can go gospel with it, you know, just depending on what you want to do. And don't be afraid to try a new style. Chris Tomlin did a rendition of Amazing Grace. He starts with Amazing Grace, and then he goes into, I think the song is Amazing Grace, and then parentheses, it's My Chains Are Gone. So what he did was he sang Amazing Grace. He did his own rendition of Amazing Grace. He changed the melody a bit. And then he added a new chorus, which is, my chains are gone, have been set free. My God, my Savior, has ransomed me. Yeah, like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. So, you know, he derived that from that song, and that just goes to my point, as you should, you know, even if you are a pop artist, even if you are a country artist, don't be afraid to cross genres, even if you're practicing for your own vocal range, because it will help you. What else? I think that's pretty much it, you guys. So I hope that these 2 videos help you for this week and help you refamiliarize with SLS and why we do what we do and why it's important to do your warm-ups and practice a method of singing that would be able to sustain your voice probably for the rest of your life. It doesn't hurt you to give an effort with these exercises, because it might not feel like you're making progress, but it will show in your performance and how your diction becomes and how you speak, and also how you pronounce your lyrics when you're singing. So I hope each and every one of you takes your lessons seriously and send me back your practice videos. It doesn't have to be long. If you can each make your videos 5 to 10 minutes, just showing me the pieces that you're working on right now. And you don't have to show me like warm-up, that you're doing the warm-ups or anything. I want you to do that on your own time. But what I do want is if you could send me, even if it's a voice recording, or set up a meeting with me on Clubhouse if you want, and we can create a room that way. Any way you want, just try to get me your 5 to 10 minute video this week, and if you do that, I'll give you more pointers. But until then, that's about it. Hope you guys have a great week, and work hard, but also take care of yourself.